Hi guys, it's Jody from Arjat Creations. I hope everyone's doing well today. I am just working on my little golden book that I've been working on, so I thought I would turn on the camera and show you what I've done and maybe do some more work on the inside with you. Since the last time I videoed, I have replaced the spine. I took away the green and black fabric and replaced it with this blue, a little bit of lace, and I've also done some work on the inside. I reduced the signatures from 3 down to 2, and they're now sewn in. I've also gone through and glued in the pockets and the tucks, so that's all done. What else have I done? We did this together. I have put together the stuff I'm going to use for the different tags for a lot of them, so that's done. So we can go back and do that. And I think I did a little bit of decorating, if I can just find it. I'm not quite sure where it is, but I did do some decorating like this throughout the book. Don't know if you can see that. So I thought what we do is just start working on the tags. So what I've done is I've put together what I'm thinking I'm going to do on each tag. I want them to be very simple because it's already really thick. So I want them to be flat. So I thought we'd just start doing this. I may go back after the fact and stitch around some of them, but for now we're going to glue it down. So what I've done is I've just kind of put together, I've done all the inking so you don't have to watch me ink, and I'm just going to try and lay it out and find a way that I like how it looks, and we'll glue it down and go through the book doing that. So I'm not quite sure how I want this to work. But I do want a little bit See, even when you have the best laid intentions of having everything organized, it doesn't necessarily work that way. To get it to look right. I like the green, and I want it to go off of this green. Thinking maybe I'll give it a border. I can also cut this one down. I can take some off the bottom, so I'm going to move it up a little bit. I'm going to use that tab. So let's put the tab on first so that we get something down, and then we'll move from there. I'm just going to use my Fabri-Tac. And actually, I think I'm actually going to glue it right on the tag. So, clean that up. And now I've got my glue. It's not coming out. Let me just see if I can get it fixed. Just give me a second here. Oh, it's completely plugged. I'm not quite sure. I had the lid on it and I was using it last night, but it is now completely plugged up. I wonder if I use a pin. I can get the pin through. Oh my goodness, even the pin won't go through. see if I can get... Let's see if I can get any glue out. Oh, there it comes. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna glue this down. I will have to definitely sew around this one. So we're just kind of tacking it down. Just so that it'll stay. And I'll go back and I'll go through all the sewing later. I'll do it all at once. Okay, I'm actually going to just get a couple of paper clips just to hold those, because it's not gripping very good. Okay. So we'll just put that on just like that. Put the lid back on the glue so it doesn't get any more plugged, and see if we can work this out now. Maybe I don't need this at all, particularly if I'm going to cut it off. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it like that. Okay, so I'm just going to use my glue stick and get gluing. So how is everyone else's Christmas projects going? Are you guys ahead? Are you behind? Who's doing December daily? I've always had good intentions to do a December daily, but I am just not that organized. It would be a December first 5 days, and then I would be done. I was doing the same when I was doing journaling, and I'm just not good at it. I love the crafting portion of building it, but I'm not really good at the follow through with the journaling aspect of it. I'd be better off with a planner, and I've had ideas to make planners too, but again, I've never done that. So how do you guys keep up with it? All right. This, because it's on cardstock, I am going to use my tacky glue for that. All right. And I forgot to get my cloth. Oh, it's right there. I'm gonna bring it down so that green's showing around. Okay, so that's the first one done. Like I said, I will be going around and stitching around. I didn't do this one. On most of them, I have inked the back. So this one is cardstock that I had previously coffee dyed, so I don't need to do anything else to the back of this one because it's not white. But I will ink around the edges. And then these just give additional spaces for writing. Okay. And that should be stuck down. All right, so now I'll bring the book back over and we will stick it back in that pocket and we can move on. I haven't done anything for some of the areas in here yet. All right, here's the next. And these are just little corner decorations that I've done up. I'm not going to lay them down yet either, just in case. Okay. So with this one, see, I tried to be organized and tried to get it all figured out beforehand. I think I'm going to lay it down this way, and I'm going to put her over on this side. Does this one go on this one? Nope. Okay, so we'll start laying that down and see how it goes. So we're starting to think about taking a trip. We did, in the last 18 months, the only thing we did, we went across Canada, which was a dream of ours. We always wanted to go across Canada. We've done lots of traveling internationally. We've been to Europe, we've been all over the States, but we'd actually never gone across Canada. So in October, we did do that for the very first time. We took 2 weeks. And we flew to Ottawa and drove all the way down to PEI and back. It was a great trip. The food was amazing. The scenery was amazing. I got to see the red leaves, which I've never seen, because we don't get those colors in Alberta. Here it's green, and then it's yellow, and then it's white. And that's kind of what it's like here. So I was really excited that we got to see that. But now we're starting to think about maybe going on another trip. We promised that we would take our kids on one last family vacation before they go off to school. So I have my daughter, who's 19. She's going to school in September. She's taking courses now, but she's going to be going to school in September and taking a lab tech program. And my son, he's looking at something to do with sound engineering, but he's not 100% sure where he's going yet. So they will be leaving home in the next year, I'd imagine, for that. So we promised them one last family vacation. So we're starting to look at that and plan, hoping maybe we'll be able to go in March, depending how things are going. Now that the borders have opened up between Canada and the US, it'll make it a little bit easier. But like I said before, I work in a healthcare center, so I have to see what the rules are with traveling at that time when it comes to it. But hopefully that will be the plan, hopefully, for spring. So hoping it'll work. Other than that, we haven't been doing much. Just crafting for myself. It's been a really great week for that. Okay. So again, I'm just going to stick a paper clip on there. And then we'll put her on there. Now, I wouldn't mind, let's bring the book back in, if she stuck out a little bit when we put her in there. So I do want her over to that left-hand side. So again, she's cardstock, so I'm going to use my tacky glue. I'm going to do my best not to get the glue everywhere. I do find this glue is really good for sticking down, but it could be really messy. I'm sure if I had one of those bottles that some of the other ladies have, it might be a little bit easier, but I do tend to get it everywhere. Okay, I'm just going to spread it out a little bit just so I don't have it quite such a mess when I put it down, and I want to make sure I get the corners. Do not mind my messy towel here. Just gonna lay it down. I did ink around these images as well. And these images, these ones are from the Graphic Fairy. I just printed them off. This one here anyway. Okay, and again, I'm going to stitch around that. And I might, well, I'll see what it looks like once I stitch around it. If it still needs a border, if it still needs something else, I'll add a stamp or a word maybe. But I'm thinking that once I stitch around it, it's going to finish it off. Okay, let's move right along here. So see, that's where I wanted her peeking out. What I didn't realize is I use the same paper. So we might have to move that tag. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Now this one I did plan specifically to use this paper on this tag. I wanted it to match up. This is another Graphics Fairy image. So let's see if we can work this out at all. Thinking maybe along the bottom. Okay. Debating whether I leave a little bit of the red at the bottom or whether we don't. First thing I'm going to do is glue this down. I'm going to get a new glue sheet and put my lid on my tacky glue. So we will get this glued down first and then we'll go from there. Actually, I'm seeing this and I like that red with that background, so maybe see if we can do something with that. Okay. This is another one of those coffee dyed papers that I had. So we put that up here. Nope. Well, we can do something like that. I still think I'd like a little bit of that red at the bottom. Okay, so let's get this trimmed off so I can get a proper visual. And I'm just going to glue this up just slightly above, so I got to ink this up. If I can find my inking tool. I am so slow at deciding how to do these tags. I am definitely not one of those crafters that naturally have an eye for it. I have to really think about it, really play with it, move it. It takes me forever to do any kind of project. I'm hoping that eventually that will come. But in the meantime, this is what it's like for me. Okay, so if I do just like that, I like that one. I wonder if I can pop it around this way. Cover that up. Put a little tag there. Yes, I like that, so we're gonna do that. This is on paper. I'm just actually gonna trim that off. This is actually a sticker. I got them, oh, I think I got them from AliExpress, I'm not quite sure. I'm just gonna cut off that white. And then we'll peel off the backing. And I will put some extra glue on them because I'm not quite sure. I think they'd be okay, but I don't know. Like, they feel pretty sticky. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I'm just gonna add just a little extra glue. And just get that down, get my cloth out. I'm going to get this tab on. I'm gonna have to ink the back of this one too. Alrighty, and now we'll place this little girl. We might need a word down here, but let's get her on first and see. Back to the tacky glue. So I'm going to finish the rest of this book this afternoon, and then I will try and film a final flip through of it and show you what I've done to finish it, and then it should be listed in my Etsy shop, hopefully in time to get to its new home before Christmas. I have another little golden book. I've got Rudolph, but I think I will do that one next year. I feel like it's getting a little bit late in the year, and I do have an idea for my next project. I'd love to try. I'm gonna try and do one of the folios that Andrea at Artie Mays has been making. I've seen her do a few of those, and I just think they're great. And I have some file folders, and I have some papers. So I think I'd like to give that a go next. All right. So let me just see. I think it might need a word. So let me just grab my words. All right, so I have this little tray. I've got it at the dollar store. And I try and keep my words and tags and stuff in here. This one says express. This one's grateful. I think I'll go with express. Or we can go beauty. Let's go beauty. So I'm just going to trim this down. These are made with just some scraps of paper, that cut-offs, and some stamps that I have. So that's how I have these words. And I think I want it rounded. So we'll get my chomper out. And I'm just going to take off those corners. Just a little bit. And then some ink. I think I'd really like some fabric underneath there, but I do want it to be flat to fit in that pocket, so I'm just going to leave it. Get the glue out. I have to figure out how to get rid of the shadows. I really have a lot of shadows on my work. And I'm looking for a new mat for behind, because I have a piece of cardboard down, because my mat is such a mess. I used to use it. I used to paint signs for craft fairs, the big ones, and so it's covered in paint and really gross, and I'd be embarrassed to show it. All right, so there's that one. I'll finish it off with some stitching as well. And let's see what else. Oh no, look what I've done. I've used the same word, beauty. So we need to get that off of there. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I must have had the same thought when I did that pocket and decided to put her in there. So hopefully you guys can see that one. All right. These are just some journaling cards that I found I had in my stash. I inked the backs. So I thought that they can just pop in there. And then I have this tag. All right, so with this tag, I decided that I would use, this as my base. This is my handmade paper. This one has a dye marks on it, but I thought it would be okay. I thought I'd use the smoother side for writing and the more textural side as the front. So I do have this paper available in my shop. I have it in this color, and I have it in purple and blue. I have a few different colors. So just gonna have to play around and see what I was thinking. I was thinking possibly to put this across. And the music paper across. And then have the angel there. This is another stamp I have. It says, "Oh, tidings of comfort and joy." So I think that's what I was thinking. So we will start by gluing down the purple here. I'm telling you girls, I don't know how you guys film and have such great videos. I just feel I got shadows in the way. I forget that I'm filming and stop talking. I'm off screen. It's just, there's so much to think about. All right. I'm going to use my card to push that down good so that it sticks to that handmade paper. And then I think I'm going to put the music paper behind it. So I just kind of have to have an idea of where to stick it. So where's my glue? So if we're going to make homemade pizzas tonight for supper, my daughter's working and she, believe it or not, does not care for pizza. So my son is off, so we're gonna do that. And now I've put that too far down. So to fix that, I'm going to come up a little bit, and then we'll just cut off the tag. I'm gonna make myself and my husband, we're gonna have a Greek style pizza with sauteed onion and spinach and garlic. And then I'll put that on as the base, almost like in place of the tomato sauce. And then I'm going to put some fresh tomatoes and olives on the top of it. So I'm looking forward to that. And then tomorrow we're having pad thai. So then we'll be back to work and quicker suppers. But looking forward to them tonight anyway. All right, so I'm going to maybe, rather than cut that off, I have an idea. Maybe we should put a little lace along the bottom. Yep, I'm going to do that. So we'll trim that off. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on, I'll move it into frame. So I'm going to stick my fabric tack on there. I'm putting on probably more than I normally would, just so that it sticks to that paper, because there is a texture to it. So I really love my handmade paper. I love making it. I find it very relaxing, but I can only make it in the summer because it takes so long to dry. So I need to do it when it can be outside in like plus 30-degree weather and where it dries. I tried making it in the house when I first got the equipment to make it, and it's like 48 hours, 72 hours, and it's still sopping wet. So it's definitely a summer project. And this year I even did all my dyed paper outside. So usually I'll do dyed paper quite often in the house. That I do it at night. I pull the paper and then by morning it's dry. But I did piles. I will make a video of some of those papers because some of them turned out really, really good, and I'm going to make digitals out of them. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and do that. But some of them did turn out really pretty, so that is my intention. All right, I'm going to glue this saying on. Oh guys, I think this is my favorite tag we've made so far. I'm really liking that. I hope you can see it. Hoping you can see it all. I'm gonna get the tab on. Actually, I gotta just trim that just ever so slightly. So I have to re-ink. Okay. And we'll get the angel on. All right. Okay. This image, this one's another Graphics Fairy one. A lot of the ones that I use to make the pockets and the tucks, they're from a digital kit I found online. All right, so there's that tag. I'm very happy with how that one turned out. I think that one's really pretty. So I do have a tuck behind here too, but I think we'll put her actually in this pocket. All right, we might have time to do one more. Oh, I was looking forward to doing this one, so let's do this one. This one has a tuck, has a tag in the back, and it has a tag here, and it's got this. So we'll start. I'm going to take both those tags out, and we'll start with the actual pocket. So this is a scrappy embellishment that I made up, and I thought it would just look perfect there. So we're going to glue that on and get that in. And actually I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac, not my tacky glue. And the reason I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac is it's got a little piece of that ribbon here, right here. So I want to make sure that that gets stuck down. So I'm thinking we'll have time to finish this one, and then that'll be it for today. I think the next video will be a flip through this one finishing, and then like I said, I'm hoping to do that folio. So I might have to play with it on my own first and see how well I do, because I've never made one like that. I've made other things similar, but not for what I have in mind. Okay. So we'll get that down good. And then set it aside and we'll work on this first tag. So when I was looking at this tag, I wanted this angel to peek out the top. And I found this scrappy embellishment that says hope. And again, I'm going to probably be stitching around. So I'm thinking when I stitch around, that might be all we need. So I'm just going to do it just like that, and then we'll stitch around it. I was thinking I might stamp this back portion, but it might be a little bit much. So we'll just get this down. I'm going to get a new piece of paper here. And we'll quickly do this one. We made it quite a ways through the book. I don't think I have too many others put together, but I was sitting watching TV last night, so I thought, well, I'll get all the bits and pieces done and inked, because that takes so long. And then we can just glue them together, glue them down together, so you guys get to see what the finished project looks like and don't have to do all the fiddly work. Okay, so get out the tacky glue again. And again, this is a Graphics Fairy image. So what I did, I knew I was making this book and I knew I didn't have too many angel type cutouts or anything in my digital downloads. So I went through and I found the ones I liked and I put them all on one sheet that I was unable to print out. So it worked out pretty good. I think I might have one more sheet left that I haven't even touched yet that I can use to finish up the last little bit. Oh, she's sticking. Okay. All right. So I'm hoping that she's going to pop out the top. And now we need the Fabri-Tac again. Let's actually start with the top. Just gonna give that a quick ink. Okay. And lastly, we'll get this on. Again, I'm using the Fabri-Tac because it's got this ribbon and a little bit of fabric there. And this is again another one of my stamps that I stamped on a scrap piece of paper, and it just says hope. All right, so that's going to tuck in there. Whoops. I just wanted to peek out just a little bit. And then, let's see how quickly this one will be. This one, this base, I did some more work on this base, so it's covered in purple, one of my purple dyed papers. You can see the marble markings. On the front, it was a white piece of cardstock that I have done on my jelly plate with distress inks and different blues, and then I took a brown distress ink and stamped some words on it. And I thought this one was just going to be very simple. Just a couple of stripes to bring in the different colors, and glue her on the front, and a simple tab. So this will be the last one we do, but it'll be really quick. We're just gonna use a glue stick to get these strips on. Oops. I could add a word there if I choose to later. And since I need the Fabri-Tac for the tab, I'm just going to quickly glue her down with the Fabri-Tac. My hands are so sticky, I need a wet one. Alrighty. Those wings right up there. Well, guys, I think that's it for today. I appreciate you watching my channel. I'm hoping you're enjoying it. I plan to get better and more comfortable filming. So bear with me until I get there. And I hope you'll join me next time when we do the flip through and start the new project. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.